Joining me now to discuss is Pam Damoff. She's a Liberal MP, not running in this election, who cited the current toxic political environment as one of her reasons. Hello there. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hi, good morning.
I'm just going to quickly show everyone what you posted to social media following your decision not to run so that we get a clearer picture of your thoughts. Do we have that? The threats of misogyny I have experienced as a member of Parliament are such that I often fear going out in public, and that is not a sustainable or healthy way to live. Pam, why do you think the political environment is so unwelcoming to women?
Well, women are certainly targeted for threats and misogyny and more so than men are in the House of Commons. It's been the case since I first got elected, but it got worse, and it got much worse in 2022 after Pierre Poilievre was elected leader, and just the type of rhetoric that gets put out into the universe seems to give people the license to attack elected officials, especially women.
Was it mostly on social media, or was it ever to your face?
No, it was in person as well. And that was sort of where the line crossed for me, you know, going grocery shopping in Burlington, Ontario, and having someone start cursing and swearing and say I should be in jail, that I'm corrupt. You know, the language at a Burlington Chamber of Commerce event where someone was threatening me. It just, you know, when I said I was afraid to go out in public, it just, you know, you're constantly looking over your shoulder, and it's just not, for me, it was not the way that I wanted to move forward.
My goodness. So do you think that's why fewer women are running this time around?
I'm sure it's one of the factors. If I was deciding to run in 2025 versus 2015, it would have been something I considered. I never even thought about it in 2015. Never even crossed my mind. It didn't weigh in on my decision at all. I'm sure there's other reasons. You know, I don't want to say that's the only reason, but when I heard the stats and read about it, I was really sad, because we only have, I think it's 33% women in the House of Commons today. There's no way we can build that or even maintain what we have if we have fewer women running for office.
Well, that's such a good point. I mean, without women having representation, does that put all Canadians at a loss?
Well, you know, we need a diversity of opinion around the table, whether it's in business or in politics. And you know, I look at a country like Mexico that has gender parity in parliament, and they have a woman as prime minister. And, you know, it's been aspirational for Canada to get to 50-50 in parliament. But if we don't have women putting their names forward, it's going to be impossible to do that.
What advice would you give, Pam, other young women who are interested in entering public service but are hesitant?
Well, I mean, it's the best job I've ever done. So I don't want to be, you know, completely negative about being an elected official, but I'm actually hopeful. After I announced last year that I wasn't running, the number of people who reached out to me from across the country, many of whom I didn't even know, I think people have been bullied into not speaking out against the bullies. And I think Canadians need to start speaking out. And I've noticed in this election campaign, I'm actually quite hopeful that people are looking at the leadership of the different parties, and they want serious, respectful leadership. And it gives me hope that you know, I've always thought the vast majority of Canadians are not bullies, and are not the type that call MPs' offices with threats and email and social media. They've just not been the ones to speak out. So I am hopeful. And I would say, you know, consider it, because it really is a great, just such a blessing to be able to have done what I've done.
Pam, I'm so glad you were able to join us today and share your perspective with us. Pam Damoff, Liberal MP, Oakville, North-Burlington.